A mystery not known much outside of Germany, a 15-year-old girl vanished one morning in the autumn of 1998 on her way to school. In the following days, 2 letters were received by her family, raising many questions. Was she abducted and held against her will, or did she choose to disappear? Tonight on Dark Curiosities, the vanishing of Tanja Mühlinghaus. In 1998, 15-year-old Tanja Mühlinghaus was attending a top school in Wuppertal, Germany. Tanja, who was described as being an exceptionally pretty young woman, was highly successful in her academic achievements and dreamed of becoming a dancer in musical productions. On the morning of the 21st of October, Tanja left her parents' house in order to take the bus to school, and on this particular day, she was due to take a Latin exam. At approximately 8:30 a.m, following a class cancellation, Tanja made a phone call to her mother, requesting that she would pick her up after the school day was over. This would be the last time her family would physically hear from her. Tanja never arrived at school and wasn't reported missing until 9:15 p.m. that evening, when she had not returned home. Talking with the authorities, Tanya's parents were told that the case was more than likely just that of a rebellious teenage runaway. The Mühlinghaus family had experienced an incident with Tanja recently which had left the 15-year-old angry. The topic being that her parents told her she could not stay at a club until the early hours. However, it did not seem to be overly problematic, and most of the time Tanja was noted as being very well behaved, so this kind of event occurring seemed incredibly unlikely. She had previously expressed a desire to live in her own apartment with other young people under the watchful eye of social workers. It appeared that Tanja was merely seeking some space and independence. 2 days later, however, on the 23rd of October, the Mühlinghauses received a handwritten letter from their daughter. It read, "Dear Mum, dear Dad, don't worry too much. I'm healthy and will be back home in 2 or 3 months. That's why there is no need to look for me. Please just take care of the rabbits and the babysitting. Also, please hold on to the things I ordered. Just make something up to tell school. I need some distance, and we'll get in touch with you next week. Yours, Tanja." The tone of her correspondence suggested that she was not in this rebellious frame of mind, which cast doubt on what the authorities had concluded. Meanwhile, her parents and the German police tried to piece together where she could have gone. The days fell into nights, and concern grew over where Tanja was. On the 27th of October, a second letter, which was dated the 24th of October, was posted to the family, which only caused more distress. "Dear Mum, dear Dad, you still don't have to worry. I'm great, and I'll be on my way home next weekend already. That's why you don't have to look for me. I hope you have, or will have, taken care of the things I mentioned were important to me in the last letter. Yours, Tanja." In regards to the content of the letters, to change from being home in 2 or 3 months to next weekend strikes as odd. If she were being held captive, perhaps the perpetrator felt being away for months sounded unrealistic or suspicious, therefore changed it. Tanja insisted that nobody should look for her, yet in the second letter she knows people are looking for her, and the repetition of the same point also seems very peculiar. In the following weeks, authorities tested DNA from the letter and were confirmed to have been written and sealed by Tanja. However, a second sample of DNA was found, suggesting that another person was involved. Her family expressed that the phrasing of the letters did not match the personality of their daughter, and it is speculated that she could have been forced to write them by her potential captor. The stamps were examined, and it was concluded that they had been sent from Düsseldorf, which lies 22 miles east from Wuppertal. Tanya's father was left furious by police's lack of help during the search for Tanya, and her mother decided to appeal to the public for help. However, the trail has gone cold. At the time of her disappearance, Tanja Mühlinghaus was 15 years of age, Caucasian with blue-green eyes, had dark blonde hair with light blonde streaks, and stood at 5'9". She has a pierced navel and both ears are also pierced, the right once and the left twice. She was last seen wearing a black jacket of a faux leather material, tight trousers and brown shoes. Discussions regarding Tanya's fate bring about a various amount of theories, ranging from kidnapping, leaving of her own free will, and more dark ideas, such as murder or being sold into the red light district. Some believe that Tanya's disappearance could be connected to the unsolved murder of German student Frauke Liebs, who also disappeared in unclear circumstances. Frauke, like Tanya, corresponded with her family, although via text messages and phone calls, the contents of these were strikingly similar: promises of returning home and not to worry, only to cease contact and never be heard from again. Of course, this could simply be coincidental. Tanya's mother and father suffered deeply throughout their ordeal. Their relationship crumbled and the pair divorced. Her mother, Elizabeth, has spoken to the press and made blog posts online regarding Tanya, and she strongly believes that she ran away to start a new life. One entry said, "Again and again, I wonder how it could come about. The answer, however, only you can give me. This is my only and dearest wish, to hear from you everything that you have undergone, what has moved you to go away, what you reproach with me, and if you can forgive me. I'm no longer married to Dad. If you only want to find the way to me, there's nothing in the way. One thing I would like to tell you. You need to be ashamed of nothing, and to be afraid of nothing. If someone has to be ashamed, it's me, because I did not realize how you felt." Over 20 years have passed since Tanja Mühlinghaus disappeared, and the case remains cold. However, hope remains that one day she will be found and her family will be reunited with their beloved daughter.